Welcome to this Tom's Tech Notes video. This is the 6th video in the Video User's Guide for PowerDirector. Videos 5 and 6 should be watched in order. They show the basic editing functions of PowerDirector, including how to edit the audio and video in a recording and how to produce edited videos. The User's Guide is in playlist How to Edit Videos with PowerDirector 20. Please watch the first video in the User's Guide before this one. There are links to the playlist at the end of this video and in the description below the video window. The previous video showed how to split a video into clips, then delete, move, or insert the clips. The audio and video tracks of the clip were linked together and both parts were selected or edited together. To unlink the audio and video so they can be edited separately, right-click the clip and select Link, Unlink Video and Audio. A line appears between the video and audio tracks to show that they are separate, and you can now select either of the clips independently, and then you can move it or copy it independently. Here are some additional editing functions. Video 4 in this user's guide shows how to connect and adjust your microphone for Windows. Here's how to use PowerDirector's voice over room to replace audio in a video. Split the video around the audio that you're replacing. Set the playback position to the left end of the clip. Click the ellipsis and click VoiceOver Recording Room. Before selecting the VoiceOver Room, you should have connected and adjusted your microphone as described in video 4 of this user's guide. Each time you select the VoiceOver Room, check that the Windows recording level slider is set to the number that you determined in video 4 of this user's guide. Each time you start any recording program, you should check the Windows recording level and adjust it either with a control in the program you're using or by using the recording level tab in the sound settings window. You can also set the recording level in Audacity. Click this box to ensure that if there is any other audio in the timeline, it will not play while you're recording the new audio. And that includes the audio that you are replacing. Click the red button to record new audio. If it's the first time you're recording audio since you started PowerDirector, it will ask you where you want to put the new recording. If you're just editing one video, you've probably got it in track 1, and probably after track 1 is the place to put the new audio. Be warned though, when you click OK here, it immediately starts recording. If you start recording again without closing PowerDirector, recording will start when you click the red button. Record the new audio. This is new audio recorded using the VoiceOver Room of PowerDirector. We will be replacing audio that's in the video we're editing with this audio we're recording now. This audio is shorter than the original audio. If the new audio is shorter than the old audio, which it is here, the safest thing to do is first delete the old audio and then copy the new audio into the gap. To delete the old audio, we need to unlink the audio and video, right-click the selected clip, select Link Unlink, select just the audio, hit the delete key, select Remove and Leave Gap. Now drag the new audio into the gap on the left end. There's a gap in the audio that's not too bad, but you can delete the gap as long as you delete the gap in the video also. So to delete the gap, move the playback position to the end of the new audio. Select the video. Click the split icon. The extra audio is now selected. Hit the delete key and select Remove and Fill Gap. Here's how to replace the audio if the new audio is longer than the old audio. There's several ways to do this. The simplest way to do this is to use the freeze frame function. Position the playback position on the last frame of the video you want to keep. Right-click and select Edit Video, then Freeze Frame. PowerDirector copies the frame you were on as a snapshot in the media room and inserts that snapshot in the video at that point. It will display for 30 seconds because that's the recommended value we used when we used Edit, Preferences, Editing. And we set the image file duration to 30 seconds. So whenever we import an image file, which is what we've done here, it will be displayed for 30 seconds, giving us time to narrate. Notice that when we did that, it also split the audio. So first, let's rejoin the audio. Right-click the gap, select Remove, and move Clip in the same track. We're going to insert the new audio in place of this audio. So select, hit Delete, remove and leave gap, copy all of the new audio up. Now, I've accidentally changed the volume, so hit Control-Z to reverse that change. Be careful where exactly you click. Click when it says you can move it. So move it up, let go. Now you have extra video to get rid of. Move to the end of this piece. Select the old video, hit the split key, hit the delete key, and fill gap. So now we've inserted audio that was longer than the original audio, and we don't have any gaps either in the video or in the audio. If you're narrating a photo or a video and you realize you've forgotten part of your narration, use freeze frame and the voiceover room to insert the additional narration. Another feature in PowerDirector is the ability to crop an image. What we'll do is we'll crop an image. First of all, select the part you're going to superimpose the cropped image on. Now we'll pick another part of the image that just looks different. Take a snapshot of that part. So to take a snapshot, click the camera icon and you'll save it. Bring down the snapshot that we're going to crop. Clip it so that it's just as long as the area we're going to superimpose it on. Select both the image we're going to crop and the original image. The simplest way to crop is to drag the corners of the image we're cropping in the preview window. When we do that, we'll see the image underneath from track 1. How PowerDirector creates the preview window is it puts the image from the first track on the bottom of a pile. It puts any images from the second track on top of the image from the first track, and the third track on top of those, and so forth. If we've got a cropped image on the third track, it's going to be on top of the standard uncropped image on track 1, and that's what you see here. You can move it around, put it wherever you want it, and when you produce the video with both those tracks selected, this is what you'll see. If you didn't have an image on a lower track, you would just see the cropped image on a black background. Now that's the simple way to crop, just using the preview window and not using any of the cropping functions. If you're cropping an image clip and not a video clip, you can select the clip and then click the crop icon. This gives you more control over the previous method. Now you can say, when I crop, I want to keep the same aspect ratio, or you can say, I want a freeform crop. Let's show you what the freeform crop does. If you wanted to make it tall and skinny and crop this part away, just drag it over. The cropped image is going to have this shape and this size. So hit OK. Now here's your cropped image superimposed on this image here. And you can move it around. You can click and move in the preview window. That was using the crop icon. You can crop an image clip or a video clip by using the Pip Designer. Select the image you want to crop, select the Pip Designer. Again, you can elect to maintain the aspect ratio of the image you're cropping. And remember, we've already altered the aspect ratio of the crop, so it doesn't have a 16:9 anymore. But this will maintain whatever aspect ratio it has. But let's say we want a freeform crop. Now you can drag the markers, but it will change the shape and size of it as you do. So depending on what you want to do, you might want to use the Pip Designer. And again, you can move it around. Bring the bottom up. Remember, it is changing the shape. And especially if you have text, that's going to make a big difference. Of course, if you had pictures of somebody, it would distort their shape. So be careful how you do the cropping. When you're finished with the crop, click OK. And once again, if you want to move the cropped image around, you can do that. One handy reason to crop is to put a text line superimposed on your image or even below your image. So let's bring in a text line that was produced by using the snipping tool for Windows. And we're going to superimpose it on our image here. So first of all, let's select the part of the original video that we want to superimpose this on. So we'll split it at the left end and the right end. Now we want to make sure they're both selected, and we'll want to reduce this size because it's too large. And so click it, drag the corner to reduce the size without changing the shape. Then move it wherever you want it. Now you've added a text line to your video. Of course, you could crop the original image and put this below it if you wanted to do that. To crop a video clip, select the clip, click Tools, and select Crop Zoom Pan. If you crop here, the cropped image will expand to fill the display. Let's crop this image. To move the crop window, drag the dot in the center. And I'll move the cropping window so I'm centered in it, but much larger than I was originally. Now when you click OK, the result fills the display. Remember, if you were cropping a snapshot, the Tools menu doesn't have a crop, but there is a crop icon that you can click to crop your image file. This one, if you use the crop icon and you crop and then you try to crop again and reset, the reset doesn't do anything. But you can use Control-Z to go back to remove the crop. PowerDirector has many other editing functions, and we're not going to go over them all, but I'll go over the lighting adjustment. Select the part of the video that you want to adjust the lighting on. Click Fix Enhance to open the adjustments, and you can, to a small degree, brighten or dim the light. It's normally defaulted to 50%. If you increase the brightness, you can see a slight effect to the picture. If you decrease it, again, slight effect. It seems to depend on how much light's already in the picture, how much effect you get by changing the brightness. If you have changed the brightness and saved it already, and even closed out the feature, you can reopen it and uncheck the check mark by the last adjustment you made, and then close it again, and that will reverse the change that you made. And you can tell because when you made the adjustment, it put a mark on the video to show that you had made an adjustment. The mark's here at the beginning because I have everything selected and it made the change to the whole video. So to reverse the change, Fix Enhance, uncheck it, and close it again. Now the mark's gone away, showing that there's no adjustment. In the Tools menu, there's some other things that we will be going over when we discuss editing of green screen videos, the Pip Designer and the Mask Designer. We've already discussed the crop, zoom, pan. If you want, you can change the speed the video plays at. Select the clip, go into the Tools menu, and select Video Speed. You can just multiply the speed, or you can actually set the duration. This has the current duration. It's 22 seconds and 22 frames. But let's go ahead and maybe double the speed. Change it from 1 to 2 or thereabouts and say OK. Now what it did is since they were both the video and audio were selected, it played both parts twice as fast, so they shortened. And if you play it and listen to it,
another track on the timeline. PowerDirector.
What PowerDirector does over a reasonable speed change of audio is it keeps the tone the same, but the words just get much closer together. And now they're not really understandable at double speed. In the video, of course, you just notice that things move faster in the video. If you had unlinked the video and audio and just selected the video speed, the video would have gotten shorter, but the audio would have stayed the same length, and you would have wound up with a gap in the video. Now let's go ahead and remove the change first. So select the clip, go back to Tools, and go back to Video Speed. And on this one, the reset should work. So I can reset it and do an OK. And it's gone back to the original length, and the marks have gone away to indicate that there was a change. So you can change audio speed. You can actually reverse the direction of the audio so the words would be pronounced backwards. And some other features that we're really not going to go into. If you click audio ducking, it explains what it is and shows you all the different changes you can put in effect. There is an audio editor associated with PowerDirector, and you can use the online help to find out all the features. I normally can do everything that I want to do in my audio editing without using the separate audio editor, so I'm not really going to discuss that. And if you selected the video part of a clip and then you looked at the tools, you'd find out that all the selections really had to do with video. Videos 5 and 6 have shown how to edit a video. Now we'll show you how to produce the final video. In the simplest case, your edited videos in track 1, and there are no other pieces on the timeline. And we'll discuss later why that's important. If you finished editing a video and it does not start at the beginning of the timeline, the produced video will have a black duration for the time to get to the beginning of the video, and then the rest of the video will be okay and it will stop here. That's what will happen if you didn't put this video to the left end of the timeline. Always make sure you do that before producing your video if you're producing the whole video. Now click the Produce button. I recommend that you select the output format to be a H.264 and that you specify MP4 here. Those may be the defaults. You can use the fast video rendering if you haven't had any problems with the produced videos playing properly. I don't use surround sound videos, and I don't necessarily want to keep a copy on the cloud. Once you've selected the title of your video, just click Start. Longer videos with lots of splits in them will take much longer time to produce. You can resume editing by clicking the back button if you want to produce, say, another video from this one. If you try to close PowerDirector now, it will ask you if you want to save the project, and that's the project you were editing to produce this video. And if you don't, you can say no. And if you do, you can click to save and then exit. But let's go back to the timeline view, and I want to show you some complications that can arise when you're producing a video. If you have been editing several videos on the timeline, even though it's not selected, the produced video will have your video, but then it will have a black portion that extends to the end of the longest video that's on the timeline, even though those videos are not selected. There is a solution to that, though. Drag this little square that's beside the progress marker until it covers the video you want to produce. You can right-click anywhere in this region that's been highlighted and select Produce Range. Now, it's going to produce the area you highlighted and ignore the rest, and you won't get those black areas that you don't expect in your video. So if you go ahead and hit Start Now, and you can change the title, you go ahead and hit Start Now, it will produce the part of the video that you highlighted by clicking on this little square and dragging it across. Well, let's go over that. You can get rid of the selection by clicking anywhere in the empty part of the timeline. Again, what to do is, you can do this from either end. You can drag this square beside the progress marker, and it's tricky. You got to be sure and catch it just right. Drag it across so it just selects the video you're producing. Once you've dragged it across and you've been sure to select the video you want and deselect the ones you don't want, now when you right-click and select Produce Range, and on the next screen you give it a title and you say Start, it will only produce this video. It will not produce anything from this video since it's not selected and you're using Produce Range. You won't get a black area at the end of the video. If you don't want to accidentally lose this selection, you can click Lock Range. And then if you click elsewhere here, it won't destroy your selection of a partial video you're going to produce. So I click in here now and there's no effect. And also when you go in and produce and come back, this will stay here until you unlock it, which you do by clicking this again. That would unlock it so that you could then get rid of the range and continue your editing. And also you can click up here where it says Lock Range, and that will release the lock. Now when you click elsewhere, it will remove the selection. Now you can continue editing to your heart's content. If you enjoyed this Tom's Tech Notes video, please like it and leave a comment. To watch my other videos or to read many computer help articles, please visit my YouTube channel or my website at the URLs shown here. There are links to the playlist in the description below the video window. When thumbnails appear, click the thumbnail at upper left to open the playlist containing this video. Click at lower left to watch a video recommended for you. Click My Photo to visit the Tom's Tech Notes YouTube channel. To subscribe, hover over my photo, then click the red button. Request notifications to be notified when I add videos to the channel.